Hey everyone, welcome back to Sarah's Vegan Kitchen. Today I'm going to be sharing 7 vegan dinner ideas with you. For the most part, these are pretty easy and affordable, and a lot of these are recipes that I make literally all the time. And I want to give a huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I'll give you a little bit more information about them later, but for now, let's get straight into what I ate over the course of 1 week. For the first night, all I did was fry up some of the super firm high-protein tofu from Trader Joe's in this griddle pan. I prepped an entire block so I could have leftovers, and I topped it with garlic powder and this chili powder, cumin, oregano blend, and some salt and pepper. I just kept it simple. I had leftover Brussels sprouts and squash for my Thanksgiving recipes video, so I roasted those just with some salt and pepper as my side, and I drizzled on a tiny bit of Follow Your Heart ranch dressing because ranch dressing is just my vice. I love it on everything. The next day, I wanted to use up this eggplant that I'd kind of forgotten about, which is why it's a little bit wrinkly and shriveled up, but I just peeled and sliced it, and I let it sit with a little sprinkling of salt to draw out the bitterness, and then I rinsed it off. I always do that when I'm cooking eggplant. Then I dredged it in some flour with nutritional yeast, and I dipped it in unsweetened cashew milk, then into some panko crumbs, and I stood the pieces up in my air fryer so that all the sides would crisp up evenly, and air fried them for about 20 minutes till they were nice and crispy. Now at this point, I realized I didn't actually have any pasta sauce on hand, so I just spooned on some canned diced tomatoes and a little bit of the Trader Joe's vegan mozzarella and popped it in the microwave for about a minute or so to melt, and then I served it with some frozen broccoli that I just heated up. Dinner number 3 is peanut stew. I've been making this a lot lately, so I just sauteed onion, jalapeno, and lots of garlic and ginger using water. No oil in this dish, and I added in some tomato paste and chopped sweet potatoes and red pepper, then some canned tomatoes and vegetable broth. I seasoned it with coriander, cumin, and lots of black pepper, and after it came to a boil, I stirred in some chunky peanut butter, let it simmer and thicken up a bit before stirring in lots of chopped collard greens. I garnished it with chopped peanuts and cilantro. This is a really nice hearty meal for when it's cold out. It's also really good with chickpeas. Highly recommend. I have the recipe linked down below. Then the next day, I had this sudden craving for pizza, but it was cold and I didn't want to go to the store, so I just Googled a quick pizza dough recipe. For this, I proofed my yeast with a little bit of brown sugar in warm water, then I mixed in flour, salt, a little bit more brown sugar, tons of garlic powder, and olive oil. I let it sit for a little while I was prepping my ingredients, but you don't have to rise this for a long time like traditional pizza doughs. Then I pressed half of it out over some cornmeal. I didn't have any pasta sauce, so I just added Italian seasoning to my leftover diced tomato from the soup the previous day, and I added a layer of spinach. I crushed it up so that I can fit more on the pizza, and then topped it with red onion, some frozen bell peppers. I just defrosted them first, and I had some leftover tempeh chorizo. I had frozen it from my Thrive Market collab video. I finished it with some more of the Trader Joe's vegan mozzarella and some of their vegan pesto, and I baked it in a 450-degree oven. The next recipe was kind of a random noodle soup. I've been doing this a lot lately. I used this not beef broth, then just some ginger paste and minced garlic. Both of them came from a jar, and the bottoms of some green onions. When that came to a boil, I added some baby bok choy and carrots and some chopped broccoli, including the stalks, and then I added some spicy kimchi and baby corn. A lot of babies in this soup. Baby bok choy, baby carrots, baby corn. But I added the tops of those green onions at this point and then some silken tofu, and then very last minute I decided to throw in some bean threads. I don't cook with these that often. I actually thought they were rice noodles when I bought them, but they were bean threads. And then of course I added on some sriracha. Okay, the next meal is this faux tuna salad sandwich. I make this with chickpeas all the time, but this time I added some jackfruit. And I had boiled it for about 15 minutes to soften it first, and then I chopped it super duper fine till it sort of resembled shredded canned tuna. Now I also had some chickpeas that I just roughly mashed with a fork, some minced onion, celery, and dill pickles, and I seasoned it with garlic powder and lots of dill, some white pepper, and some kelp flakes. I got these, they're by Bragg's. They make it taste a little bit fishy. Then I stirred in some vegan mayo and some mustard and added in my jackfruit, and I served this on a sandwich. This is Dave's Killer Bread with some tomato, some lettuce, and mashed avocado, and it was awesome. My mom always used to pack me tuna sandwiches in my school lunches, and I'm just a sucker for like any food that makes me kind of nostalgic, so I really liked this. Then the very last dinner is sort of inspired by Indian butter chicken, but it's not super authentic or anything. By the way, I'm cooking at my mom and sister's house at this point, but I have minced jalapeno, garlic, onion, ginger, and once again some of the high protein tofu from Trader Joe's. I'm sauteing that in some melted vegan butter till they're kind of caramelized. I actually let the garlic get a little too crispy here, but we're just gonna go with it. Then I added in some cumin, coriander, garam masala, and cinnamon. Stirred that into a paste with some water, and then I added canned tomatoes, and I simmered it for kind of a while, just until the extra liquid cooked off, and I added in some full fat coconut milk to make it creamy, and tossed in my tofu, and I just browned the tofu in a non-stick skillet separately, and I served this with basmati rice, put some chopped cilantro on there, some broccoli on the side, and it was good. And weirdly enough, my sister, she's pretty picky, but she likes this, so I usually make it when I visit. So those are 7 dinners that I had over the course of a week, and once again, huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I recently redesigned my website, my recipe blog, using Squarespace, and now I'm completely in love with it. Squarespace, if you're not familiar with it, it's an all-in-one platform for designing a website. It's super easy to learn. They have amazing customer service available 24/7, and they have so many just gorgeous templates to choose from. Whether you are like a recipe blogger like me, or you're an artist or a poet and you want to showcase your work, or even if you're a business, there's just a lot of options that you can later customize to exactly meet your needs. And so if you want to try Squarespace out, if you're interested in building a website, you can go to squarespace.com/Sarah's Vegan Kitchen. You can get a free trial and 10% off your first purchase, which is so funny to say because I actually discovered Squarespace from one of my favorite vegan YouTubers, Liv B. You probably all know who she is, but she just has the most gorgeous YouTube channel all about vegan food and lifestyle. So I used her free trial, and then I fell in love with Squarespace, and then here we are. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.